What should I study so that I improves नहीं होगा, improve होगा. Elvegeham isolated nicotinic acid 1937, vitamin B5, pantothenic acid, yeast, milk, groundnut, tomatoes, liver, meat, wheat, that is germ, honey, egg and yolk. It is essential for healthy skin and hair. It also comes coenzyme A in TC cycle. It also used orally for osteoarthritis, Parkinson's disease and premenstrual syndrome. Dermatitis retarded growth, losses of the hair and aging of the hair, जो कि was first identified by Williams and associated in vitamin B, C, and parasite and whole grain cereals, peanuts, banana, soybean, peanut, soybean mix and vegetable protein metabolism. Dermatitis retarded growth, loss of the hair. ये हो गया. Protein metabolism, dermatitis, anemia, confusion, nausea, menstrual disorder, retarded growth. It was discovered by Albert Sargent in Albert से. Vitamin B7, growth, poor growth, loss of muscular control, loss of appetite, weakness, hair fall. It was discovered in 1936 by Coble and Tonis. Raw eggs should not be eaten. White of eggs should contains iodine protein which prevents the absorption of the biotin. Vitamin B9, that is the folic acid. It is for controlling of the increased appetite, causes megaloblastic anemia. विटामिन ई से होता है, विटामिन ई के डिफिशियंसी से होता है मैक्रोसाइटिक एनीमिया. विटामिन एच से विटामिन 9 से होता है मेगालोब्लास्टिक एनीमिया, मेगालोब्लास्टिक एनीमिया. और विटामिन 12 के डिफिशियंसी से होता है पर्नीशियस एनीमिया. और विटामिन 9 से होता है मेगालोब्लास्टिक एनीमिया. फोलिक एसिड was discovered by Lucy Wells in 1934. Cassell's extrinsic factor cyanocobalamin. It is reported in spirulina and algae, liver, meat, fish, etc. Dorothy cow food housing got vitamin 17. Lateral wheat, lateral. Tell me your name, Carlo. What's your name, by the way? अभी तो पढ़ रहे हैं फूड केमिस्ट्री. लेट्राइल, wheat, grass and juice, vitamin B17 and anti होगा. Too much of tension. No. These are the complex endogenous organic compounds which are produced by living plant and animal. They are actually protein molecules of higher molecular mass. They are also called biochemical catalysts because numerous reactions that occur in the bodies of the animals and plant to maintain life processes are catalyzed by the enzymes. Amylase, diastase enzyme, mycodromiacity, invertase enzyme, lactobacillus, pepsin enzyme, epsin, trypsin, tyline, carbonic anhydrase, nuclease, amylase, UDase, alpha amylase and renin. enzyme जो होता है UDase catalyzes are most highly efficient. UDase catalyzes hydrolysis of urea. Only enzymes are highly active under optimum temperature. At 298 degrees other side of the optimum temperature, the enzyme activity decreases. Enzymes are highly active under optimum pH. ठीक है. enzymes are highly active under optimum pH, that is the pH अगर 5 से लेकर 7 के बीच में है तो फिर enzymes are highly active under optimum temperature, that is 290 से 310 के Enzymes activity is increased in the presence of certain जैसे coenzymes. Presence of the metal ions increases the activity of any enzyme. That is, amylase in the presence of Na plus ion are catalytically very active. Damn man, डायरेक्ट 10 आदमी छोड़ के चले जाता है. Damn. Presence of the metal ion increases the activity of an enzymes. That is, amylase in the presence of Na plus ions are catalytically very active. Amylase in the presence of any bitters and poisons reduces the completely destroy the catalytic activity of the enzyme. With only two exceptions, all enzymes are protein, but all proteins are not enzymes. Enzyme catalyzed reaction are faster than metal catalyzed reaction. Phenylketone urea disease is caused due to the deficiency of an enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase. Disease albinism is caused due to the deficiency of enzyme tryptase. Enzymes are used to treat heart diseases. That is, enzyme streptokinase dissolve clot once they are fulfilled their purpose of stopping blood clots. Food derivatives, preservatives. They prevent spoilage of food due to the microbial growth. The most commonly used preservatives ये सब है. सोडियम मेटा बाइसल्फेट भी है, वेजिटेबल ऑयल्स है, टेबल शुगर है, सॉल्ट है, सोडियम बेंजोएट है और सोडियम मेटाथाइसल्फेट है, Salt of sorbic acid and propanoic acid are used as preservatives. Salt of sorbic acid and propanoic acid are used as preservatives. Salt of sorbic acid and propanoic acid. Refrigeration also important because it provides low temperature and reduces the rate of the biochemical reaction due to which enzyme catalyzed reaction are phenylketone urea disease is caused due to the deficiency of an enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase. Protein catalyzed reaction are faster than metal catalyzed reaction. Phenylketone urea disease is caused due to the deficiency of an enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase. Phenylketone urea disease is caused due to the deficiency of an enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase. Phenylketone urea disease is caused due to the deficiency of an enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase. Disease albinism is caused due to the deficiency of the enzyme tyrosinase. Disease albinism is caused due to enzymes are used to treat heart diseases. Example, enzyme streptokinase dissolving clot. By the way, मुझे एक पल
कहाँ से? पटना से। नहीं एकरा कहिए पटना से नहीं है तो नहीं के लाएगा तो जान इनका तो बहुत टेर लगता है इन्हें से देखें तो कठिन है।
विथ ओनली 2 एक्सेप्शंस ये हो गया।
तो कितना बढ़िया कि नहीं है मैं उधर कुछ नहीं
मैं विटामिन ए, विटामिन B1, विटामिन C, विटामिन ए रिकेट्स गलत 2 और 3. Which one of the following vitamins is necessary for blood clotting? K. The vitamin C is also known as ascorbic acid. Vitamin B12 deficiency causes pernicious anemia. Animals do not synthesize vitamin B12 unless so all these from the diet. The complexing material in vitamin B12 is cobalt ion. Enzymes are protein. Vitamins are complex organic molecules. Vitamins are required in small amount. Water soluble vitamins can be stored in our body. 1 and 2. Vitamin C is essential to make connective tissue in body. Vitamin D is eye pigment. Vitamin B12 vitamin C is required to make use of the calcium absorbed from the intestine. 1 and 3. प्रोटीन्स हो गया, अमीनो एसिड, कार्बोहाइड्रेट हो गया, मोनोसैकेराइड, न्यूक्लिक एसिड हो गया, नाइट्रोजनस बेस एंड पेंटोज शुगर और लिपिड्स हो गया, विटामिन एंड कोलेस्ट्रॉल्स. विटामिन ई जो है वो क्या है? पोटेशियम मेटाबाइसल्फेट क्या है? एंटी फूड प्रिजर्वेटिव्स. एलिटेम क्या है? आर्टिफिशियल स्वीटनर्स है. फिर कैरोटीनॉइड्स क्या है? येलो ऑरेंज फूड कलर. और विटामिन ई क्या है? फूड प्रिजर्वेटिव हो गया, आर्टिफिशियल स्वीटनर्स हो गया. सी का 3, डी का 4, डी का 3, सी का 4, बी का 1. हाँ, येलो ऑरेंज फूड कलर. और विटामिन ई का क्या है? एंटीऑक्सीडेंट है विटामिन ई. ऊपर पढ़ना पड़ेगा. रिचा माय गॉड, दिस इज टू हार्ड. इजी चैप्टर पकड़ो. ये भी तो हार्ड ही है. मुझे एक पल की गुर्बत हो, याली. फ्यूल्स पढ़ लो, इजी चैप्टर है. फ्यूल्स पढ़ लो. फिर गैस लॉस ये पढ़ लो. सच फ्यूल्स में कितना चैप्टर है? 10 पेज. ये भी तो पढ़ सकती है. 60, पेज नंबर 60. सॉल्वेंट जानते हैं? यूनिवर्सल सॉल्वेंट क्या है? वाटर है. यू हाँ देख मेरी जिंदगी सॉल्यूशन एंड द कोलॉइड्स। ठीक है, सॉल्यूशन क्या होता है ये जानते हैं, सॉल्वेंट क्या होता है ये, यूनिवर्सल सॉल्वेंट क्या है। कोई भी ऐसा वीडियो देखो जिसमें कि स्ट्रेटजी बढ़ाया गया है, 2-3 वीडियो देखो, मे बी एक वीडियो तुम्हारे अकॉर्डिंग चले, तुम्हारे पेज के अकॉर्डिंग, देन फॉलो हिम और हिम. A solution of iodine in alcohol solvent known as tincture of iodine, as iodine solid as a solute, irritated slice of water contains CO2 as solute and water as a solvent. Solution of iodine in alcohol solvent known as tincture of iodine, solution of iodine in alcohol solvent. A solution of iodine in alcohol solvent known as the tincture of iodine, as iodine solid as solute. As a solute. Unsaturated, saturated or supersaturated. Unsaturated with a solution means more saturated can be dissolved without changing the temperature, called unsaturated solution with no solution milk. अंतरिक्ष पे जाना पड़ेगा सनु अमन. एक्सियम 5 मिशन जब होगा ना तुम चले जाना अंतरिक्ष पे. You will definitely become a scientist. Depending on the amount of the step solution in a given solvent, the solution can be classified into the following types: unsaturated solution, saturated solution, and the supersaturated solution. Unsaturated solution, a solution in which more solute can be dissolved without changing the temperature. Unsaturated तब उसमें डालते जाएंगे. Saturated में the solution with no solute can be dissolved further at a given temperature. Supersaturated solution, when a saturated solution is heated, its capacity to hold more solute increases and it is called supersaturated solution. Contain excess amount of dissolved solute in it which is beyond the capacity of the solution at a given temperature. If the of solute is added to it, the excess solution crystallizes out. Gaseous solution, liquid solution or the solid solution. Gaseous solution, गैस रहेगा तो मिक्सचर ऑफ गैसेस, एयर का होता है लिक्विड, और गैस रहेगा तो क्लोरोफॉर्म जो बनता है मिक्स विथ क्या है यार आज बहुत ज़्यादा थक गए. Chloroform mixed with nitrogen gas for solution of gas in water, humidity in air. ये सब हो गया. लिक्विड सोल्यूशन क्या हो गया, एक ऊपर सॉलिड गैस मतलब कैम्फर, नाइट्रोजन गैस, स्मोकलेट प्लस फॉर्म, स्मोक प्लस फॉर्म. फिर लिक्विड सॉल्यूशन, गैस लिक्विड होना चाहिए, गैस और लिक्विड होना चाहिए. Oxygen dissolved in water, CO2 dissolved in water, aerated drinks. Liquid, ethanol dissolved in water, bromine dissolved in carbon disulfide, H2SO4 in water. Ethanol dissolved in water, bromine dissolved in carbon disulfide, and H2SO4 in water. H2SO4 in water, bromine dissolved in carbon disulfide, H2SO4. Solid liquid, I2 in CCl4, lead in mercury. Solid solution, gas solid, that is solution of hydrogen in palladium, solution of hydrogen in palladium. Liquid solid, that is mercury with sodium forming an amalgam. Solid, that is alloys like bronze. पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं इसलिए नहीं बोल रहे हैं, क्या बोलूँ यार, बहुत थक चुके हैं. एक्वास एंड नॉन एक्वस सॉल्यूशन, एसिडिक एंड बेसिक न्यूट्रल सॉल्यूशन. एक्वास सॉल्यूशन में क्या होगा, एसिडिक सॉल्यूशन में होगा H+ आयन and then that of the acidic solution have more H+ ion, then that of the solution have more OH-. They are equal concentration of H+ ion as well as the OH hydroxide ion. When solute is dissolved in water, it is known as aqueous solution. Ethanol in water, sodium chloride in water. When solute is dissolved in solvent other than water, then it is non-aqueous solution. As iodine in alcohol tincture of the, जिसको बोलते हैं tincture of iodine. Concentration of the solution, सबसे पहले 3 concentration होता है. मास का होगा तो मास ऑफ द कंपोनेंट बाय टोटल मास इंटू 100%, का रहेगा द वॉल्यूम ऑफ द कंपोनेंट बाय टोटल वॉल्यूम ऑफ द सॉल्यूशन इंटू 100. अच्छा ये सब भी है भाई. Mole fraction of the compound, number of moles of the component by total number of moles of all the component. Mole fraction हो गया. Part per million, number of parts of the component by total number of part of all the component in solution into 10 to power 6. पार्ट पर मिलियन है तो इससे 10 to power 6 होगा. ठीक है. मोलैरिटी, दैट इज moles of solute by volume of solution in liter. Moles of solute by volume of solution in liter. Moles of solute by molarity, that is mole of the solute by volume of the solution in liter. Molarity हो जाएगा मोल ऑफ सोल्यूट बाय मास ऑफ सॉल्वेंट इन केजी. मास ऑफ सॉल्वेंट इन केजी. मोलैरिटी होगा वॉल्यूम के लिए और फिर मतलब लीटर के लिए, और मोलैरिटी हो गया मास के लिए. मोलैरिटी क्या होता है, नंबर ऑफ ग्राम सॉल्वेंट्स ऑफ ग्राम इक्विवेलेंट ऑफ सोल्यूट बाय वॉल्यूम ऑफ द सॉल्यूशन. Number of gram equivalent of solute by volume of solution. Number of gram equivalent of solute by volume of solution. Volume of solution. Normality or molarity. Number of gram equivalent of solute. Number of gram equivalent of solute. Normality by number of gram equivalent of solute. Number of gram equivalent of the solute by volume of the solution. Normality का number of grams equivalent of solute by volume of the solution. Solubility क्या होता है, maximum amount. Weight of the solute is dissolved in weight gram of solvent. ठीक है, एक बार और कर लेते हैं. Mass percentage of a component is mass of the component by the total mass of the solution into 100. volume percentage of component, volume of the component by total volume of the solution into 100, total volume of the solution into 100. उसके बाद फिर mole fraction of the component, number of moles of the component by total number of moles in all the components, parts per million, to number of the parts of the component by total number of the parts of all the component into 10 to the power 6. Molarity, that is the number of the solutes ठीक है. Molarity में अगर moles of the solute by volume of the solution in liter, molality moles of the solute by mass of solvent in kg, and normality number of moles, number of gram equivalent of solutes by volume of solution. Normality number of gram equivalent in solvent by number of gram equivalent of solute by volume of solution. Number of gram equivalent of solute by volume of solution by volume of solution. Number of gram equivalent of the solute by volume of solution. Number of gram equivalent of solute by volume of solution. ठीक है. नॉर्मेलिटी क्या होगा, नंबर ऑफ ग्राम इक्विवेलेंट ऑफ सोल्यूट बाय नंबर ऑफ ग्राम इक्विवेलेंट ऑफ सोल्यूट. नॉर्मेलिटी नंबर ऑफ ग्राम इक्विवेलेंट ऑफ सोल्यूट बाय वॉल्यूम ऑफ सॉल्यूशन. नॉर्मेलिटी क्या होगा, नंबर ऑफ ग्राम इक्विवेलेंट ऑफ सोल्यूट बाय नंबर ऑफ ग्राम इक्विवेलेंट ऑफ सोल्यूट बाय, एक बार और कर लेते हैं सारा. मास परसेंट ऑफ द कंपोनेंट बाय मास ऑफ द कंपोनेंट बाय टोटल मास ऑफ द सॉल्यूशन इनटू 100, वॉल्यूम परसेंट वॉल्यूम ऑफ द कंपोनेंट बाय टोटल वॉल्यूम ऑफ सॉल्यूशन इनटू 100. फिर मोल fraction of a component, that is number of the moles of the component by total number of parts per million, that is number of parts of the component by total number of the parts of all the component into the part 6. Morality, that is the moles of the solid by the volume of solution in liter. फिर normality, that is the ग्राम इक्विवेलेंट ऑफ सोल्यूट बाय वॉल्यूम ऑफ सॉल्यूशन. और फिर मोलैलिटी मोल्स ऑफ सोल्यूट बाय मास ऑफ द सॉल्वेंट इन केजी. नंबर ऑफ ग्राम इक्विवेलेंट ऑफ सोल्यूट, नंबर ऑफ ग्राम इक्विवेलेंट ऑफ सोल्यूट बाय. हाँ जी. सानू अमन हमको नहीं पता है यार, नहीं तो हम खुद नहीं क्वालिफाई कर लेते हैं. Normality number of gram equivalent of solute by volume of solute. Number of gram equivalent of solute by number of gram equivalent of solute by number of gram equivalent of solute. Number of gram equivalent of solute. Number of gram equivalent of solute, number of gram equivalent of solute by वॉल्यूम ऑफ सॉल्यूशन. ठीक है, इतना हो गया. फिर सॉल्युबिलिटी क्या होता है, वेट ऑफ द सॉल्यूट इनटू 100 बाय वेट ऑफ द सॉल्वेंट. दैट इज द maximum amount of solute that can be dissolved in a given amount of solvent, generally 100. Generally I am from Bihar. Maximum amount of a solute that can be dissolved in a given amount of solvent, generally 100. milligram. Nature of the solute solvent, like polar solute like the sodium chloride in polar solvent like polar solute like sodium chloride, polar solute like the aristotle bromine like benzene carbon tetrachloride. Effect of temperature. Effect of pressure no effect on the solubility of the solid, but from solubility of gases in liquid increases with increasing pressure. Such a substance solubility decreases as the molecular mass of a substance solubility decreases as the molecular mass of a substance increases. ये तो सही है. Effect of temperature पता. Usually solubility of a solute increases with increasing temperature of the solution. Usually solubility of a solute increases with increasing temperature of the solution. There is a solution process. It enters the running process with the absorption of energy, but solubility of some substances such as the calcium nitrate, calcium oxide, sodium sulfate, calcium hydroxide, and calcium nitrate decreases with increasing temperature. That is, their solution process exhaustion involves evolution of heat and energy. इसी वजह से solubility of gas in a liquid decreases with increasing temperature. Colloidal solution. A colloidal solution is a heterogeneous distillation which is made of two phases. Dispersed with solid and dispersion medium. The substance distributed as the colloidal particle dispersed with an emulsion phase in which the colloidal particle are scattered is called dispersion medium. A colloidal solution is dispersed with and the second phase in which the colloidal particles are scattered. Dispersed with solid, dispersion medium, solid soul, gemstone and colored glasses, solid, dispersion medium, mud paints, solid gas is small, liquid solid jelly, dispersed paste, liquid. Lipophilic colloids or the lipophobic colloids. They are liquid loving. Dispersed medium, dispersed phase, dispersed with the colloid particle dispersed with, and then the same phase in its colloid particle are scattered. Gold number is a term used in colloidal chemistry for the protection of lipophobic colloid. It is the minimum amount of lipophilic colloid in milligram which prevent the coagulation of 10 ml gold salt by the addition of 1 ml of 10% initial solution. Gold number is Yes, you know, amount of it is a new amount of black powder in the gram of and the population of 10 gram cold solute by the addition of 1 of the 10%. Multimolecular colloids, macromolecular colloids, cold solution or sol or the sulfur sol, or macromolecular colloids, naturally occurring macromolecular stars, cellulose, protein enzymes, and those of the man-made macromolecular thing, nylon, polystyrene, etc. The method takes place only above a particular temperature called the craft temperature and above a particular concentration of the critical missile temperature. These hydrogen permanent system cannot be built around one is independent of the nature of the colloid but depends on the size of the particles and viscosity. This motion is independent of the nature of the colloid but depends on the size of the and the viscosity of the solution. Smaller the size, lesser is the viscosity, and faster is the motion. It is a steering effect, so it is responsible for the stability of the solution, that is suspension, and to solution not so prone. Colloid solution always carry a negative charge, that is hemoglobin, blood as positively charged solution, while solution of the starch, gum, gelatin, clay are negatively colored solution impart color due to scattering of light. Depending on the wavelength of the light scattered by the dispersed particles. Coagulation क्या होता है? The process of precipitation of a colloid on adding a small amount of electrolyte to coagulation. Emulsions क्या होता है? They are liquid colloidal system. If a mixture of two immiscible or partially miscible liquid are shaken, an emulsion is obtained. Protein, gum, soap, alcohol are emulsifying agent. Protein, gum, soap, alcohol, all dispersed in water. Milk या vanishing cream, all dispersed in all dispersed in water type. This is an emulsion in which oil is mixed with water which act as a dispersion medium. Milk हो गया और vanishing cream हो गया. Water dispersed in oil type, in which water act as a dispersion and oil as a dispersion medium. Butter and cream. Properties of emulsion. It is the dispersion of the finely divided droplet into another liquid. Emulsion also show Brownian movement and tendon effect. It is dispersion of finely divided droplet into another liquid. They can be broken down into constituent liquid by heating, paging, centrifugation. Electrical precipitation of smoke, purification of drinking water, colloidal nature of the medicines, industries in photography and for artificial rain, in making of the ice cream. Suspension क्या होता है? Suspension in measure in which the solute particle do not dissolve but remain suspended throughout the bulk of the mixture of water. Electric precipitation of the smoke. Smoke is a colloidal solution of the soil particles such as carbon, arsenic compound, dust, etc. in air. When smoke is passed through coronal smoke precipitator, the charged particle lose their charge and get precipitated. These particles then settle down on the floor of the chamber. Purification of the drinking water. When LM is added to water containing suspended immunity powder. Colloidal nature of medicine. Most medicine are colloidal in nature. Silver sol is used as eye lotion. Colloidal antimony is used in curing calazar. Colloidal gold is used for intramuscular injection. Milk of magnesia is used for stomach disorder. Colloidal medicines are more effective because they have large surface area and easily assimilated. ठीक है. सिल्वर जो होता है आई सोल्यूशन के लिए सिल्वर सोल. फिर कोलोडल एंटीमनी इज यूज फॉर क्यूरिंग कालाजर. कोलोडल गोल्ड इज यूज फॉर इंट्रामस्कुलर इंजेक्शन. मिल्क ऑफ magnesia is used for stomach disorders. In industries, in rubber industry, rubber is obtained for coagulating of latex. Coagulating of the latex, tanning, hardening of leather, animal hide. Positively charged colloid is soaked in tanning. Negatively charged colloid result in hardening of the leather, paint, inks, synthetic plastic, rubber, graphite. सिल्वर ब्रोमाइड इन जेनेटिन ओवर ग्लास. तो इसमें क्या कहता है, जो फोटोग्राफिक प्लेट्स होता है और फिल्म्स आर प्रिपेयर बाय कोटिंग एन इमल्सन ऑफ द लाइट सेंसिटिव सिल्वर ब्रोमाइड इन जेनेटिन ओवर ग्लास plates or the celluloid films. For artificial silver iodide used is sprinkle on the generally added while making ice cream. This is because it is the colloid and prevent crystallization. हो गया. Which of the following known as the solution? A heterogeneous mixture is known as solution. Homogeneous mixture को बस बोलेंगे. Solution is soil is an example of which of the following heterogeneous. Which one of the following substance is not a mixture? Tin, soil, sea water, air. Tin. Which one of the following substance is not a mixture? Ice, air, ice cream, honey. Ice. The sugar in the solution is sugar solution is the solvent dissolved substance. Which of the following is soluble in water? Sodium chloride. Which of the following metal forms amalgam by combining with any metal? That is gold. इसका ये aluminium amalgam बनता है. If any unsaturated sugar solution is prepared by mixing 100 grams of sugar with a 3.5 liter of water, which of the following physical equation will not change? Mass, density, concentration या volume. मास तो होगा चेंज. concentration weight का डी. वॉल्यूम नहीं चेंज होगा. नॉट चेंज. ठीक है. Dash is one of the most important technique for the separation of the mixture by passing it in a solution for suspending through medium in which the component move at different rates. Filtration. नाइन का डी. Mercury. Which of the following metal forms amalgam by combining with any metal? That is mercury. Test is one of the most important techniques for the separation of a mixture by passing it in solution or suspension through a medium. Using the component move at different rates. Chromatography. The smoke is the combination of smoke and fog. Each of the following is an example of colored solution of the liquid in solid. Solution of liquid in solid. Each of the following is an example of colored solution of liquid in solid. लिक्विड किसमें है, सॉलिड में है. एग्जाम्पल ऑफ कलर सॉल्यूशन ऑफ लिक्विड एंड सॉलिड. सॉलिड में लिक्विड है, रबर होना चाहिए का डी चीज है यार. Solubility of calcium oxide in water increases on lowering the temperature. The dissociation process is exothermic. 12 का B. Which of the following is not the state of matter? Colloidal, gaseous, colloidal. So clean surface on the principle of viscosity. Surface tension. ये तो पढ़े थे यार उस दिन में. So clean surface on the principle of based on surface tension की वजह से होता है. Which of the following is the best example of desiccant? Silica gel, polystyrene, sodium chloride, sodium carbonate. इनका silica gel. Which of the following is the best example of desiccant? Silica gel. What is a natural colloid? Blood. 6. Cloud is a colored dispersion of air smoke. Gel, emulsion foam. Smoke, dispersion of gas in dispersion of the solid in gas. Gel जो होता है dispersion of the solid in gas. Gel dispersion of the liquid in solid. Emulsion regulating का B. A का 5, B का 4, 5 4 3 1. A का 5 dispersion smoke का dispersion of solid in gas. B का 4 gel dispersion of the liquid in solid. Emulsion dispersion of solid in solid. Dispersion of liquid in liquid. Or foam dispersion of gas and liquid. Say a substance which readily forms colloidal solution in contact with the water is called hydrophilic. Which readily forms hydrophilic. Which of the following is a heterogeneous mixture? तो में से कोई नहीं. सस्पेंशन होगा 20 का भी. ठीक है. Solid number which of the following heterogeneous. Select the correct statement. Emulsifiers stabilize the emulsion. Soap, detergent, lipophilic colloids are emulsifiers. Cleaning due to the formation of emulsion. Continue. So stabilize the emulsion. Soap, detergent, lipophilic colloids are emulsifiers. Cleansing action of the soap is due to the formation of emulsions. Cleansing action of soap is due to the formation of emulsion. Cleansing If you will spam Sanu Aman, I will block you. इस वाले आईडी से भी ब्लॉक कर देंगे. It's your last chance. Some of the property of emulsions are emulsions scatter light and thus exhibit Tyndall effect. ठीक है. Oil emulsions are more viscous than the aqueous emulsion. When light passes through a colored solution, its path becomes visible. Light is scattered by colloidal particles. Some of the following are suspensions: fog, blood aerosol spray, ESPN. का B 3, 4, 5 ब्लड जो होता है. थैंक यू वोल्टिक जाट. सस्पेंशंस 3, 4, 5 ब्लड्स हो गया, पेंट हो गया और एरोजोल स्प्रे हो गया. सोप, सिल्ड इन वाटर, मेयोनीज का इमल्सन है, सोप सड फोम है, ए का 2, 3 का डी का 1, ठीक है, ए का 2, डी का 1, ए का 2, बी का 1. सिल्ट इन वाटर क्या हो गया? ओपाल एक JLSC का 2, सी का 4 और बी का 3. ठीक है. 26 का डी है ना, सही है. चलो, सोप सॉल्यूशन क्या हो जाता है? इस तरह से फॉर्म होता है. सिल्ट इन वाटर क्या होता है? सॉल्यूशन बनाता है. ओपाल क्या है? जेल है. माइनस क्या है? इमल्शंस है. Gas laws, measurable properties of gas like mass. What we have done mass is found in 3 state additional gas and limited recovery within the ghost and constant. Gases have some special properties different from solid and liquid. Gases can break easily. Gases have matter as volume not. गैस लॉ 4 लॉ है गैस का. और फिर और ठीक है. वॉइस लॉ क्या होता है? गैस लॉ है क्या? मेजरेबल प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ गैसेस लाइक द मास, वॉल्यूम और प्रेशर और टेम्परेचर रहेगा आर इंडिपेंडेंट टू ईच अदर. दिस लॉ विच इंटरलेट दिस प्रॉपर्टीज गैस लॉ. वॉइस लॉ pressure volume relationship. According to this law, at constant temperature, pressure of a fixed amount, that is the number of moles of the gases, varies inversely with its volume. BVP was a pressure volume relationship. Charles law VT CVT BPV हाँ ये होगा बीपी है ना, तो मतलब कि बॉयज़ लॉ है बी है तो बी और पी साथ में आता है ना, तो प्रेशर और वॉल्यूम एक साथ हो गया, ठीक है। चार्ल्स लॉ के तो बी टी। गैस लॉ क्या होता है, गैस लॉ, गैस लॉ, एवोगाड्रो लॉ के लेबर का लॉ। बॉयज़ लॉ प्रेशर वॉल्यूम रिलेशनशिप इन वॉल्यूम टू दिस लॉ एट कांस्टेंट टेम्परेचर प्रेशर ऑफ अ फिक्स्ड अमाउंट दैट इज द नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ गैस वेरीज इनवर्सली विथ इट्स वॉल्यूम, दैट इज द पी इज प्रेशर जितना रहेगा वॉल्यूम उतना एट कांस्टेंट टेम्परेचर एंड mass by density to the constant temperature pressure of a gas in directly proportional to the density at constant temperature pressure of the gas is directly proportional to the density of the fixed mass of the gas, that is P is directly proportional to D. मोलर मास ऑफ गैस इज twice of its per law. बॉयज़ लॉ चार्ल्स लॉ हो गया, पी वी टी वी वन टी वन चार्ल्स सी वी होता है ना, सी वी टी, ठीक है। गैस फिजिक्स लॉ टेम्परेचर और प्रेशर का, Avogadro's law be directly to the amount relationship grams or diffusion. First law है pressure volume relation according to the law at constant temperature pressure of a fixed amount, that is number of the moles the gas varies inversely with its population. At constant temperature pressure of a fixed amount number of the moles of the gas varies inversely with its population. Pressure volume relation according to this law at constant temperature pressure of a fixed amount, that is the number of the moles and of gas varies P is directly proportional to 1 by V at constant T under PV is equal to K constant 1 V1 is equal to P2 V2 at constant temperature pressure of the gas is directly proportional to the density of the fixed mass of the gas, that is P is directly proportional to D. तो वॉल्यूम क्या होगा, मास बाय डेंसिटी, द मॉलिकुलर मास ऑफ अ गैस इज ट्वाइस ऑफ इट्स वेपर प्रेशर, द मॉलिकुलर मास ऑफ अ गैस इज ट्वाइस ऑफ इट्स वेपर प्रेशर, इज ट्वाइस ऑफ इट्स वेपर प्रेशर, 2 into VD वेपर डेंसिटी चार्ज का टेम्परेचर वॉल्यूम रेशियो अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस at constant pressure the volume of a fixed gas is directly proportional to its V by T1 is equal to V2 by V2 by T2. Directly proportional to its absolute temperature decreases with decrease in temperature, that is V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2. The lowest hypothetical or imaginary temperature at which the gases are supposed to occupy zero volume is called absolute. The lowest hypothetical or imaginary temperature at which the gases are supposed to occupy zero volume. एब्सोल्यूट जीरो क्या होता है, लोएस्ट हाइपोथेटिकल और इमेजिनरी टेम्परेचर एट व्हिच द गैसेस आर सपोज टू ऑक्यूपाई जीरो वॉल्यूम। और ये जी यार गैस फिजिक्स लॉ, दैट इज प्रेशर टेम्परेचर रिलेशन अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस लॉ एट कांस्टेंट वॉल्यूम प्रेशर ऑफ अ फिक्स्ड अमाउंट ऑफ अ गैस, ये लुजैक्स लॉ दैट विद द टेम्परेचर दैट इज P1 by T1 इज इक्वल टू P2 by T2। ये लुजैक्स लॉ देखो, एक है बीपी और सीवी। बीपी है तो मतलब बॉयल्स लॉ जाएगा प्रेशर के साथ, तो प्रेशर के साथ जाएगा तो P1 B1 इक्वल टू P2 B2 मतलब कि इन्वर्सली है। फिर सीवी है तो चार्ल्स लॉ जाएगा टेम्परेचर के साथ V1 by T1 इक्वल टू V2 by T2। और फिर ये लुजैक्स लॉ है दैट इज द P1 by पहला और दूसरा का लास्ट वाला P1 by T1 is equal to P2 by T2, or Avogadro's law, volume amount relationship. According to this law, equal volume of all gases under the same condition of temperature and pressure contain the equal number of moles. V is directly volume indirectly. Temperature and gram molecular mass or mole of gas occupies 22.4 liter. Number of the moles in 1 mole of a gas determined is 6.02 into 10 to the power 23. 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 combines gas of T1 B1 by T is equal to and R where R P1 B1 by T1 is equal to P2 into 82 pressure exerted by gases instead of equal to the sum of the pressure. Rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to the root under B 1 by R1. Molar mass is equal to 2 into D, so D is equal to M by 2. R1 by R2 is equal to M2 by M1. For transportation, gases are compressed at high pressure condensation and diffused into water, which are used for respiration and magnetic convection. Gases are diffused more quickly than the air gases. In general, lighter gases are diffused more quickly than the air gases. For transportation, gases are compressed at high temperature. Carbon dioxide and oxygen gas present in air are diffused into air, which are used for respiration by acidic organisms. In general, lighter more fluid than the air gases. Bursting of the atom bomb and making of the example of charge law. Assessment of the code being typical which is assessment for B is directly proportional to N T by P. B is equal to nRT. R is equal to 8.314 joule mole per mole per Kelvin होता है. ठीक है. Real gases only at high pressure and low temperature. Only at high temperature and low pressure. Real gases follow gas law, that is behaves ideally only at a high pressure, at high temperature and low pressure. The different volume and the non-real gas is really ideal. So at high temperature and low pressure. Since the large number of molecular collides frequently, the pressure is directly proportional to number of collisions per unit area available equals to the kinetic energy is directly proportional to absolute temperature. Pressure of an ideal gas. PV is equal to 1 by 3 pressure of an ideal gas. Pressure of an ideal gas. PV is equal to pressure of an ideal gas. PV is equal to 1. PV is equal to 1 by 3 mn V minus 2. PV is equal to 1 by 3 mn V minus 2. Where m is equal to mass of one molecule, G is the pressure in the total number of gas molecules, P is the volume, and V root mean square velocity of gases, root mean square velocity of the 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 gases, root mean square velocity of. तो प्रेशर ऑफ एन आइडियल गैस क्या होगा? PV इज टू 1 by 3 B power 2, that is B2. Root mean square velocity of the gases, root mean square velocity of the gases, root mean square velocity of the gases. Oh, दिमाग लगा फट जाएगा. ठीक है. प्रेशर ऑफ एन आइडियल गैस क्या होता है कि PV इज इक्वल टू 1 by 3 V square root mean square velocity of gases V square and total number of gases molecules. PV is equal to 1 by 3 mn. Okay. Average speed of a gas molecule is defined as average. Most probable speed of a gas molecule is defined as speed at a given temperature which is possessed by maximum fraction of the total number of the moles of the gas represented by alpha. Is defined as the speed at a given temperature which is possessed by maximum fraction of the total number of moles is the square root of means is defined as the square root of mean by of the square of the zero large number of molecules of the same represented by U is equal to directly proportional to temperature in the weight, that is क्या था उसका VD था ना, m equal to 2 VD. Terms are equal to 1 by root 3. Vapor density. Gaseous state. Alpha V or U. Alpha most probable speed V, average speed, most probable speed V or that U. For U, root mean square speed, that is 1.414, 1.5 and 32, 1.414, 1.532, 595 or 1.732, 1.414, 1.532 or 1.595 or 1.732. Degree of freedom. Freedom for attainment substance is the number of direction on which it can move freely or the number of coordinates required to decrease completely the position and the configuration determined by n. Degree of freedom equal to 3a minus r. Number of particles in the system, number of independent relations, not number of particles in the system, number of element independent relations. N is equal to 3a minus r. N is equal to 3a minus r. n is equal to 3a minus r, 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 3a, degree of freedom 3a minus r, where a number of particles in the system and number of independent relations. क्या है यार इसमें? The freedom of gas molecule, मतलब Charles law, we Charles law क्या होगा? Equal volume of all gases under the equal volume of all gases under the same condition of temperature, pressure. Equal volume of all gases under the same condition, temperature and pressure contain equal number of molecules is called the equal number of the molecules of Ford's laws. The volume of gases is the molecular mass of a gas is twice over blood pressure. In their density. The process of diffusion in gases takes place due to the difference in the density, degree of the freedom of the gas molecules. The gas molecules can have following types of energy: translational kinetic, rotational kinetic और vibrational energy. Particle vibrational में potential plus kinetic energy दोनों रहेगा. Translational kinetic energy रहेगा. काहे कनोटिंगी कर रही हो? मन कर रहा है मेरा इसीलिए. None of your business. Degree of the freedom of the gas molecules में क्या होता है? Translational kinetic energy, rotational kinetic energy और vibrational kinetic energy. Vibrational energy, that is potential energy or the kinetic energy. So these are these three types of energy. For monoatom नंबर ऑफ डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम क्या होता है? नंबर ऑफ डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम जो होता है वो होता है 3a माइनस r. तो r जो होता है इंडिपेंडेंट नंबर ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंट रिलेशंस होता है. a इज इक्वल टू नंबर ऑफ पार्टिकल्स इन द सिस्टम हो गया और n इज इक्वल टू 3a minus r number of particles in the system और r इक्वल टू नंबर ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंट रिलेशंस. मोनोएटॉमिक के लिए 3 हो गया, डायटोमिक के लिए 5 और ट्राइएटोमिक के लिए 6. ठीक है. मोनोएटॉमिक लाइक जैसे कि हीलियम हो गया, नाइट्रोजन हो गया, उसके लिए क्या हो गया? उसके लिए क्या हो गया? 2 हो गया. फॉर डायटोमिक जैसे O2 CO2 H2 उसके लिए हो गया 5 और फॉर ट्राइएटोमिक हो गया जैसे NH3 CH3 हो गया, इसके लिए कितना हो गया? 6. मोनोटोमिक के लिए 3. ओवरऑल नंबर ऑफ डिग्री ऑफ 3a minus r. तो नंबर ऑफ मोनोटॉमिक के लिए क्या हो गया 3 हो गया, डायटोमिक के लिए 5 हो गया और उसके लिए 6 हो गया. The block has 1 degree of freedom because it is confined to moving as defined. In the figure, the sphere has 2 video freedom relative, 1 rotational and ठीक है ये तो हो गया. कितना बाकी है 3 17 में 3 के 14 फरवरी और बाकी है. हाँ बोलो. अब चले जाएंगे सोने के लिए. वैसे तो 1 बजे सोते थे, 1:30 बजे, लेकिन उसकी वजह से तबीयत बहुत ख़राब हो जाता था, इसलिए हम जा रहे हैं, सो जाएंगे. अब सो जाएंगे. Okay, and अरे मेरा फेस ही अजीब है, रोते क्यों रहेंगे। थक गए, मन नहीं कर रहा बोलने का। केमिकल काइनेटिक्स क्या होता है? द वर्ड काइनेटिक्स इज derived from the Greek word kinesis meaning movement. Chemical kinetics is the study of chemical kinetics with respect to the reaction rate effect of the various minerals. So in the fast reactions. जा रहे हैं। हेलो खुशी। नहीं आता मुझे। जाके डॉक्टर से दिखवा लो। एब्डोमिनल पार्ट पे मतलब ज़्यादा जोर पड़ गया हो, इसी वजह से पेट दर्द करता हूँ। Some reactions such as ionic reaction occur at instantaneous angles are called the fast reaction. Right. Bond energy, rate of reaction. Bond energy क्या होता है? Energy required to break one more bond in a particular type between two atoms in a pure joule. अरे मतलब जो नाभी समझती हो ना, वो उसका जो मसल्स होता है वो मतलब क्रैम, मतलब उसको क्या बोलते हैं, वो खिंचाव हो जाता है, इसकी वजह से पेट दर्द करता है। छूने से पता चलेगा। नहीं समझा सकते, कैसे समझाएं? वो वीडियो देखोगे तो समझ में आ जाएगा। एक ट्रीटमेंट होता है कायरोप्रैक्टिक, उससे ठीक हो जाता है। मुझे नहीं पता यार, डॉक्टर के पास। ऑनलाइन ही देखो ना, मैं भी ठीक हो जाए किसी चीज़ से। Bond of energy, large the bond association energy, stronger will be the bond molecule. Larger the bond association. ऑनलाइन देखो ना, समझ में आ जाएगा कि नाभि अगर स्ट्रेच हो जाए तो उसको कैसे ठीक किया जाता है। तो ऐसे बताओ महेश्वरी। हो गया। Go get a life, सस्ता engineer. Go get a life, man. Larger the bond is energy, stronger will be the bond and molecule. In the required to bond training is endothermic process. Energy released when a bond is from mission is exothermic. Bond breaking is endothermic. Larger the bond dissociation energy, larger the bond dissociation energy, stronger will be the bond and molecule. Larger the amount of energy required to break one mole of bond of a proton. Larger the bond dissociation energy, stronger will be the bond and molecule. Energy required to break a bond. Bond breaking is endothermic while the bond form is exothermic. उल्टा ही है यार। ठीक है, तो याद रखो कि जब बॉन्ड फॉर्म होता है एक्सोथर्मिक होता है वो। एनर्जी रिक्वायर्ड टू ब्रेक अ बॉन्ड, दैट इज बॉन्ड ब्रेकिंग इज अ बॉन्ड ब्रेकिंग जो है एंडोथर्मिक। हीट ऑफ रिएक्शन दैट इज कितना हीट निकलता है। हीट ऑफ फॉर्मेशन कितना हीट इज एब्जॉर्ब होता है। The energy released or absorbed for the formation of one mole of a compound from its constituent element is called heat of formation. The released or absorbed for the formation of one mole of a compound from its गुड नाइट, हम ये बस चले गए सोने। हेलो, इतना देर तक क्या करते हो सौरभ सुमन? सिक्स ओ टू। Rate of decrease in concentration of any one of the reactants, rate of the increase in the concentration of any one of the product. Rate of reaction is equal to decrease in concentration of the reactant by time taken. Rate of reaction is equal to increase in concentration of the product by time taken. कल करेंगे आ गए, जा रहे हैं बस जाने ही वाला हूँ। तुम एवरेज चल रही है पढ़ाई। बाय, गुड नाइट सौरभ सुमन, बाय बाय सिद्धांत। बाय बाय।